All right, well, this week marks the first week of the 2025 hurricane season, and this year marks 2 decades since one of the most destructive and active hurricane seasons on record. Here's a look back at the 2005 hurricane season that changed so many lives. In 2005, Katrina took all the headlines. But if Katrina didn't happen in that year, the season alone was record-breaking. Let's take a look back at the season that seemed like it would never end. It was the most active hurricane season on record at the time, with 28 named storms. 15 of those became hurricanes, 7 major hurricanes. It was the first season that the Greek alphabet had to be used, and storms continued into January of 2006. The Gulf Coast took the brunt of the hurricane landfalls that year. In July 2005, Hurricane Cindy became the first hurricane of the season, peaking in intensity as a Category 1 storm. Cindy made landfall near Grand Isle, Louisiana, and brought heavy rain and strong winds to southeast Louisiana, South Mississippi, and Alabama. Fresh on the heels of Cindy was Hurricane Dennis. After peaking in strength as a Category 4 hurricane, it weakened slightly to a Category 3 storm before making landfall near Pensacola, Florida on July 10th. Dennis was the strongest hurricane on record for the month of July, only to be eclipsed by Hurricane Emily a few days later, which peaked as a Category 5 hurricane in the Caribbean. By mid-August, 10 named storms had already formed. As the names on the list continued to be checked off, the K-storm would go on to become the most destructive. After peaking in intensity as a Category 5 storm with 175 max sustained winds over the Gulf, Katrina slammed into South Mississippi and southeast Louisiana during the early morning hours of August 29th as an exceptionally large and powerful Category 3 hurricane. Katrina would become the costliest hurricane on record with a $125 billion price tag, roughly over $200 billion in today's dollars. Nearly 2,000 lives were lost. By September, the 2005 hurricane season was determined to outdo itself. Less than a month after Katrina reached Category 5 status in the Gulf, Hurricane Rita became the third Cat 5 of the season and was even stronger than Katrina, with the central minimum pressure down to 895 millibars. Initial forecasts had Houston in Rita's path. With the horrors of Katrina fresh in everyone's mind, Houston prompted mass evacuations that resulted in chaos. Rita eventually weakened to a Category 3 hurricane and made landfall in southwest Louisiana, producing a destructive and devastating storm surge. The season showed no signs of stopping. By the end of October, Hurricane Wilma rapidly intensified in the western Caribbean into the strongest hurricane ever observed in the Atlantic Basin, when the pressure dropped to 882 millibars and had maximum sustained winds of 180 miles per hour. Wilma impacted Cozumel and the Yucatan Peninsula, then curved northeast and made landfall in southwest Florida as a Category 3 hurricane.